Today I'm gonna add some depth bands to my SharkTooth row cleaners. What I've got my 3/8 impact wrench, which is adjustable with a 1/2 inch deep socket on it. I got the 15/16 out and also on the big impact for taking them off. The trash whippers themselves, I already got them off. But you just need the 15/16 and that, and the depth band kit I got from Yetter. Comes with longer bolts. Just buzz the carriage bolts off, and they're chock full of grease because the internal cavity is where the grease goes. Close these 4 off. There's enough grease on the nuts and other stuff on the nuts that they don't just fall out, so I just use the carriage bolts to pull them out. Don't do this on your kitchen table because it's a greasy mess. There's the inside. These are used. I'm switching some stuff around here. And the directions from Yetter on the bearings for these things, it says to fill the cavity with grease and just forget about it. Or if you want to grease them, you rip one of the seals out of the bearing on the inside before you put it together, and then it's a greasable bearing. Otherwise, it's supposed to be a sealed bearing. Personal choice. I've read lots of different reviews going both ways. But you always want to make sure you get, there's a slot in here on the outer hub, which allows for the grease passageway. That's also what the 5th slot is on that, and also on the SharkTooth. It's the grease passageway. So you just will get them all lined up the same. Put that on there. Then you find the grease zerk right there. Line it up with the grease passageway. Slide her right on there. Start your nuts. You gotta hold your mouth right to do this. I sometimes have trouble with that. I always get a kick out of people that have never heard that phrase. What do you mean? Hold your mouth right. Well, you gotta hold your mouth right. You're not doing it right. It really confuses some people. Some people are easily confused. And the rest of them up, I've discovered if I set that end off the side just a little bit off the workbench, I can see to line the holes up a little better. I like to get them snug down where the carriage bolt will stay in. I just take the impact and do a little snugging. It doesn't take a whole lot. And those are locking nuts on there. And then you're supposed to fill this cavity with grease. What I've found the best thing to do is to know how much grease is in there when you have the right amount. You push this bolt down, because when you added that on there, it created a lot of space in there. So then you just take the grease gun, hammer it in there, and when the bolt comes up, that's when you know you have enough grease. Pretty complicated, I know. But you just watch it, and all of a sudden it'll pop up. That'll be that. And once it pops up, you want to quit. If you don't, it'll start pushing grease out the other end. Yep, there it went all the way. That one's full. If you don't quit then, it'll start pushing grease out this side, make a big pile on your workbench. So I hear. It's just a nasty rumor, I'm sure. So anyway, that's how you do that. I'm going to show you how to add the depth band on row cleaners. It's not too hard. Again, we just pop off carriage bolts that are holding it all together. UPS trucks going by, and he didn't stop. Surprised he didn't stop just to make sure we were all right. I don't order stuff, but somebody else does. These aren't exactly huge bolts, so you don't want to get carried away. Torque settings on the old impact. I'm using the 3/8, not the big cap. I also soaked all these bolts. This one's used. These are all used. I soaked all the bolts in penetrating oil before I started. It makes it go just a little bit better. It's not perfect, but it's easier. Oops. Gotta make sure you hold the carriage bolt in. There we go. I like to tip it up so we don't get grease all over the table. I wouldn't do this in the house, in the kitchen. A little messy. It's amazing to see some of these that were put together. They're on a row right next to each other, and some have got a little bit of moisture in with the grease, which really doesn't matter. And some, like this one, did not have any in it. Manned out. 2967 Yetter. 2967 135 is what the hardware kit says. And I always like to start again with the grease passageway. You can see right there the grease passageway. Put a bowl on each side of that. And the grease passageway and the depth band. So it lines up. Grease passageway, row cleaner. So it lines up, and the grease zerk. You can see where the passageway is, and then the grease zerk. Shine that up just a touch with my thumb. Right there, that lines up. The rest of that. And as rough as these zerks look, I haven't had a one that doesn't take grease. Mainly because you've removed all the resistance from behind it, and you created a big open cavity to start fresh with. I didn't show you the seal because I don't know. I looked at them. I thought about taking them apart, but I decided I'd just stick with the seal bearing for now. Which, with my luck, I'll probably regret that. But we live and learn, right? Putting these on my white 8824 planter, central fill, and I do a fair amount of no-till. I've been doing it without row cleaners. We used to have bolters, and we took those off and we put on the hydraulic downforce. For some various reasons, which those are for sale. I got those advertised in a couple of places. I need to get them re-advertised. It's the time of year people like that stuff. And once again, we take this over here, get the grease zerk over here where we can hit it, push the bolt down. Boy, that one doesn't even want to move. I got the nut on it so I can give her a little tap so I know when I get to full. Yeah, I got row cleaners I need to sell, or not row cleaners, excuse me, bolters, and I'm switching to these. And I've done some other stuff. I put different closing wheels on my planter. I got Yetter twisters on some rows. Burrow cruisers on some others, and some Dawn Kirkines on some other rows, and we're just going to check stuff out and see how it works out. There we go, popped right up. You can see right around here, it did squirt out a fair amount of grease. Yeah, that's pretty easy once I got a system down. It's not too hard. For those of you that are wondering why I have my vac here, I discovered that instead of wiping the dirt off onto the floor and making a mess on the floor and then tracking it all over, we're using air hose of blowing it all over the shop and then having to breathe that the rest of the day. If I just use the shop vac, vacuum up big stuff every so often, it cleans up fairly decent. Now some of this stuff, yeah, it's ground in there. It's not coming out. It's also a workbench. I built this thing to use. I made a video on that one, huh? But yeah, that's why I got the shop vac up here. My little one. It just cleans that right on up. Then you don't have near as much crap on the floor. So yeah, shop vac. That's your free tip for the day. You're welcome. If you like what you see, go ahead and give it a like or throw some comments down and give me some questions, and go ahead and subscribe. That'd be cool. Thanks for watching.